Yes. 4 corners, okay? And if I were really working with the child, then I would write these things down because I would have a table. At first I thought I would demonstrate, and then I thought I'll just for the whole group so that everybody can. Yes, sir. 4 sides, yes. What did he say? He was going to say 4 sides. Okay, 4 sides. Anyone? Anything else? Yes. The sides have to be equal. Okay, so at this time I probably would have a piece of paper and I would probably draw one that's this way, this way, this way, all these different ways, and you know, it wouldn't be right, and then we would have to establish that 4 sides, all sides are equal. Okay, yes. 4 angles and they are what? 90 degrees. Now, if a child said that, I'm thinking, wow, their schema is really wide. They have a lot of knowledge here, you know? So maybe I need to be looking at verbal tools right on, but maybe I need to slow down some other cognitive functions that are not working. Okay? Someone else have something different? Yes. What did she say? They're plane shaped. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, she is a what? Kindergartner? Second grade. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick up your pencil and look at the 4 dots next to the completed square. And I want you to take your time and move from left to right and make the square. Connect the dots. Now make sure you keep your paper straight. It cannot be turned. Make sure it's straight. I would establish all that at the very beginning. Okay? Now look at the second box. Has everybody done that? Okay. Look at the second box and I want you to make the square. The same square. Look at the model and make the same square. Now you won't believe this. Let's stop. You won't believe this, but there are some kids who would have a problem doing this. Now look at your square. Are the lines smooth or are they bumpy? Some kids will do it so fast, and I know impulsivity is kicking here. They'll just all over the place, and they'll look at it and they say, well, I'm finished with that. I'm thinking, but does it look like the model? Okay, let's move to the next one. Don't want you to finish. I want you to look at something else. I want you to look at the second row, and you see a what there? A triangle. What are the characteristics of a triangle? 3 sides, 3 angles, 3 corners, 3 points. Good. Yes. Triangles are. Oh, a triangle is obtuse. I would write that word down. Very good. Verbal tools. Now keep in mind, our goal is to push kids beyond the expectation. We don't want to put them in a box. We want to move them beyond. And the principal believes this. Every teacher who is a part of this believes this. Okay, why don't you make the triangle? Because I could go a little bit longer talking about it, but we need to go on. So make the square. I'm sorry, triangle. I'm sorry. Triangle. Okay. Now let's go to the third row because of time I want to move you on. If you notice, you see a square and a triangle. I want you to reproduce the square and the triangle using the dots that are there. There's a square. So look in there and see if you see the square. And then look in there and see if you see the triangle. Mediated. Parents mediated for them. You can move them if you have do you see the square in there? Very good. Take your time. Very good. Very good. What grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. I have a kindergarten up here who's doing this. Do you see, what is that you're making?
A triangle.
A triangle. Can you, how many sides does the triangle have?
3.
Very good. Can you make it? Very good. Excellent. Give him a big round of applause. He did it. Okay? Now, I'm going to make it difficult for you. If you look at the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at the 6th row. And it's becoming a little more difficult, so it's not easy. Within those dots, there is a square and there is a triangle. See if you can find it and make it. The first one. Do the first box. There's a triangle and there is a square. How's it going over here? Okay. Okay, okay. Well, see, that's where the mediation comes in. This parent said, well, she didn't see to close it up. And she said, did you close it up? And she said, no. She said, I didn't see it until you made me see it. And so that's where the mediation starts. But let's stop here for just a second. Because she didn't see it, let's go back to reading. Maybe there were characters in the story that the child thought maybe was insignificant. Or maybe there were events in the story that the child thought was insignificant. And so there were not relevant clues there. And so we can go back and start connecting the dots. Remember how we did this in our cognitive? Look at what we're doing here. Let's look at the last one. The last one, parents, you're going to have to really help do this. There's a square and there's a triangle. Look at the model. It has to be just the same size. See if you can do it. Okay. How many of you noticed that as you moved to the more difficult ones, it became more difficult for you? You had to really start concentrating. How many of you found yourself having to concentrate? How many of you found yourself having to come up with a system of deciding where to start and where to, okay, how many of you found yourself doing that? How many of you were looking, if you look at your paper, you do not see precision or accuracy in there? Okay. Those are all cognitive functions that we would use to help your student. Now keep in mind, our goal is to help kids bridge over. Okay? I have now, I'm going to stop right here because can I show the video for a second? Okay. I have a video that I want you to look at so you can hear more of Feuerstein, and then we'll come back with questions. Now keep in mind, if we were doing this with the students, we would take a little more time, we would process this with them, we would take them through the process and help them make connections. Right there, it kind of gives you an idea of where we are and the improvements. We do have some more current research, and Jean can give you the IRI website. If you want to see more research, we have been working in Alaska with kindergarten students with the basic, and those kids are doing phenomenally well, and they've been working on it for the last 4 years. And so if you want to see more of the research that's out there, you can feel free to go on our website and look at that information. Now I think we have about 15 more minutes for questions, and also this video is also available if you want to get one of those to look at too. Any questions that you might have that I might be able to answer?
Dr. Roberta, if you would field a couple of questions that I've had privately with individuals, one in regard to possibly autistic students, another in regard to gifted students. So, you know, whatever end of the spectrum your child may or may not be, please feel free to ask questions because the research is just phenomenal, and I think we can help all children. So if you can address
I think that's the whole key to it. It lends itself to whatever spectrum your child is on. It doesn't make any difference because, as I stated at the very beginning, Feuerstein believes that all children are able to learn and that IQs are not fixed, that they're open, they're pliable. And so once we identify the cognitive functions, then we can move into designing the curriculum for the child. Did you have a question? Speech services. Yes, we will provide that. Yeah, because we work just like a regular school, so we would have all of those services. The two most important things that, as far as differences, is that we are truly going to implement a comprehensive balanced literacy program throughout the content area. And number two, the cognitive approach that will truly make a difference in your child. Yes?
I have a question about
a teacher has to be licensed as a public school teacher.
Yes.